Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Vancouver. I'm Bob Trask. I'm the minister here. It's so good to see you. It's so good to be here with you. Well, we've got a great day going on. We've got some beautiful, beautiful music. I'm telling you, if we just came for the music alone, it would be good enough for me. But we're also going to talk about some really interesting things today. The title of the talk today is You Creating Your Own Reality. We've talked about that for years and years and years. Today we're going to get right down to the nitty-gritty of how it actually happens. So stick with us. We've got some really great things going on for you today. Unity of Vancouver band is right here, right now. Kick us off, guys. All right.
Sing it with us. Love is my decision. I hear you. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. One more time, nice and loud. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now.
Good morning. I'm your host, Shirley Thompson. And you know, in Unity, we're keenly aware that life is a process in which we are continually creating our own personal reality. Today, we will dig into that truth and see how to create the lives we truly want. And in regards to this, Anton St. Martin says, spiritually mature people accept personal responsibility for their daily reality and experiences. And Hiro Nagda agrees, saying, you hold the power to create your dream life if only you would believe it. And finally, Philip Pullman says, you cannot change what you are, only what you do. And now, with a graceful affirmation to begin today's gathering, is Margaret McLeod.
Thank you, Shirley. Good morning, everyone. So this is a time in the service for us to connect with the relationship with our divine being and ourselves and each other. So I invite you to take a nice deep breath in and close your eyes and get connected to your own inner sacred self. So, Divine Creator, we come to you with a prayer of alignment, welcome, and intention. We align with your loving grace and ask for a blessing for this service. We welcome each other and honor the sacredness in each one of us. We come with the intention of releasing the stress and strain of our worldly lives so that we can create together a safe and sacred space with you. We are blessed with the music and ministry of Reverend Bob. We are blessed with the community of everyone here, and we are blessed to be together in alignment with divine love and grace. Amen.
Holy Spirit, creator and life of all, you create a space inside us and fill it with your presence. Our oneness now prevails. Your one desire flows through ours as energy fills all forms. You give us this day our physical and spiritual nourishment. Untangle the knots of error that bind us as we also release each other. We don't let appearances make us forgetful of the source. We're born free to act from our highest nature. From your presence comes the glorious harmony of life. Now these words are fertile ground from which our future grows.
Put your beautiful self in a chair, and the lower part of your back up against the back of the chair so that you're relaxed. And breathe in, if you will, through your nose, knowing that as you breathe in, you're breathing the divine grace of eternity. You are so precious. You don't know how precious you are. You can never know that. You can't know that because the preciousness comes out of you like a light and goes out and touches and blesses the world around you. And you wouldn't know that because you are the light. Your job is just to flow and bless. So as you breathe in that light, that beautiful divinity, and as it expands inside of you and opens you up and relaxes and heals you, let yourself be free. Let yourself be free to just open. And with each breath in and each breath out, see, if you will, a gentle sea where the wave is rushing up on the shore. That's your inhalation. It pauses there for a moment. and then relaxes back into the sea. Each breath in is the wave coming in. And each breath out is the wave relaxing back into the sea. And you are open now. You are open and flowing. There is around you no barrier. Your body is not a barrier. We are in an atmosphere. We're in a universe of absolute beauty, of absolute kindness and love. Can you just elevate yourself and expand yourself out into this universe? It's not the physical universe. It's beyond that, isn't it? The universe that you're going into is a spiritual realm. Jesus once said the kingdom of heaven is within you. This is the kingdom. It's now. It's not somewhere or sometime. It's right here, right now. And there you are, expanding into it. Expanding. Flowing freely. Allowing the waves of your breath to carry you into this great sea of beauty, into this great sea of mystery and of bliss. Of healing, healing, healing bliss. And below you is the surface of a sea, so beautiful and placid. The surface is just so placid and so peaceful. And let yourself sink now into that sea and know that it is not water, it is pure grace. It envelops you. It caresses you. It tells you that you are home. You're back where you belong. That you are loved. That you are blessed. That you are safe. And that you are free. You're loved and blessed and safe and free. You're home. You're surrounded by love. Filled with love. Knowing that you are precious and perfect as you are. As you are. Exactly as you are. You are free now. and your body is completely well. Your body is completely well. You are love. You are joy. And you are peace.
Lying in my bed, no sleep will come. Instead, there are thoughts in my head worth revealing. How do I carry on when my life is but a song and the melodies are wrong? What am I feeling? If we came to believe in some powerful love that could sing along with us, and we could dance to the tune, love will help us to grieve for all we have lost, and surely we'll find a way to be kind, a new way to love. To believe in some powerful love that could sing along with us, and we could dance to the tune, love us to grieve for all we have lost, and surely we'll find a way to be kind. A new way to love. A new way to love. A new way to
My heart is so touched. My heart is so open. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just, in that music, I felt like giggling. And it's just beautiful. And it's part of what we're doing today. It flows in that theme. It flows together in that theme because when we went into our meditation, we talked about there's this universe around us. That's not the physical universe. The physical universe comes from that. Did you know that? Give you a little physics, and I've said this so many times you're probably tired of hearing it, but subatomic particles are almost non-existent and probably are non-existent as matter. They only become matter when we notice them. So this reality that you see around you, this physical reality, is a result of intention of the great mind and the intention of you. You're creating this reality. You're creating the reality of your body. You're creating the reality that's around you all the time. But you can't know that unless you're in this divine space that we're talking about today and that we're floating in today. This divine space that was in the meditation and in the incredible music that we just heard, that space is divine. It's got all kinds of names, spirit and God and love, and it does. Those are just letters stuck together and said in a word. They don't mean anything. It's beyond that, isn't it? It's not describable, isn't it? It's that peace beyond all understanding. It's that incredible feeling of oneness with all. Now we're talking about creating our own reality. That's where we come from, to create our own reality. Otherwise, we're not creating, we're reacting, aren't we? Because that's the ego. The ego is always in reaction. And many of us spend our whole day, every day, in reaction. This happens, so then we do this. This happens, so then we think this. This happens, then we react like this. It's always reaction instead of proaction. And the only way we create our own reality is through proaction. And proaction means that we have to know that we're okay exactly as we are. We're sitting in a spot of power. We're in a spot of determination, of commitment, of knowing that we belong here, knowing that we are, in fact, incarnations of the great mind, of the universe, of the spiritual oneness of all. We are incarnations of that, and as incarnations of that, we hold within us all of the power of that and all of the wisdom of that. That's who we are. That's who you are. That's who I am. What happens is that we get ping-ponged so often by life around us. Bang, 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 this, that, phone call, this, that, do this, go here, oh, got to do this. That we forget that we're not just ping-pong balls rattling back and forth through life. That we are, in fact, unique, powerful, individual creators of life, creators of reality. And you know, let me just look, got to check my outline because after all I made it, so. In Zen thinking, to know yourself is to know reality. Isn't that cool? To know yourself is to know reality. Now, when it says to know yourself, Zen people are not saying to know yourself as this body or as this guy or as this gal or as this clerk or lawyer, doctor. Those are titles, that's stuff. To know yourself, capital S self, is your eternal oneness with all. That's who, you know, Buddha did not come to teach people to be Buddhists. He came to teach people to be Buddhas. And Jesus didn't come to teach people to be Christians. He came to teach people to be Christs. It's time for us to wake that part of ourselves up. It's time to wake that part of ourselves up. Because otherwise we stay immersed in that ping pong ball game where we're constantly in reaction to life instead of in proaction to life. The Zen people also say you are absolute truth. But we have to know that. And when I say know that, I don't mean intellectually know that. Those are just thoughts. I mean to know it. To be one with it. With that, you are absolute truth. Now, I've spent nearly a half a century talking to people about you create your own reality. And I'd be willing to bet you of the hundreds of thousands of people out there that I've talked to, there probably aren't a whole lot of them that are creating their own reality. Because it's a hard concept to get around, isn't it? I create my own reality. Well, how come my house burned down? Did I create that? A tornado came and wiped out my house. Did I create that? Hurricane came. I got cancer. Somebody in my family got cancer and died. Did I create that? I'm driving down the street and some guy comes off a side street and he's drunk and he runs into my car and bashes it and I end up in the hospital. I created? You're telling me I created that? No, I'm telling you that you create your experience of life. And from that experience of life that you create comes your reality. Now, I'm going to tell you how you do that. And this is a difficult part for me. It's a difficult part because I'm going to say a word and there's a part of your mind that's immediately going to close. You just watch that. Don't let it happen. Don't let that trapdoor snap shut when I say this. The way you create your own reality is through attitude. That's the word, attitude. Because, you know, I've heard attitude my whole life and I know what it is. I'm wrong. That's it, right? I'm wrong. What is it about your attitude, young man? Change your attitude. You kids need to get a new attitude. That's what you... So we just hear all that stuff and it means you're wrong because you're not thinking the way I want you to think. But, you know, I spent a lot of years at sea. And as a seaman, I can tell you that attitude is completely something different. An attitude is the inclination of my boat or my ship relative to the weather and the current and the waves and the ability of the boat to go forward. It's the inclination of that boat. And I'm asking you to change your inclination toward the light, to change your inclination toward that which blesses you, toward that which fulfills you, to that which graces you, to change your inclination rather than toward the dark, toward the light, rather than toward the reaction, toward proaction. And then your life changes. Now, realistically, you could say to me, how much of my life do you think I'm in charge of, Bob? Like you say, I'm changing my own. How much of my life do you think I'm really in charge of? Percentage-wise. Well, you eat and you sleep and, you know, you do other things that you're in charge of. Do you make those decisions? So how much of my life am I really in charge of? Say 30%. I'm only in charge of 30% of my life. The other is just, I have no control over it. That 60% is just beyond me. Now, what if I really, really took control of that 30% with an attitude of positivity and grace and forward thinking and knowing that all is well and that all is good and all is God and all is love. And I knew that as I moved into that 30%. Now let me ask you a question. Would that 30% grow if you did that? If you went to that 30% and looked at it with a positive attitude and feel grace flowing through you and do that 30% with grace and with love. Love's not some emotional gushy thing. Love is power. Love is the energy of God, the energy of the universe. So if you did that with love, if you did that 30% with love, washed the dishes, went to the bathroom, made the bed, combed your hair, took a shower. If all of that was done with love, feeling the blessings, feeling that you are a precious being, that you are here on a divine mission to shine your light into the darkness. If you felt that in that 30%, wouldn't that become 35% and then 40% and then 60%? And wouldn't it grow? And wouldn't you then one day, I say, I'm creating my own reality? Wouldn't that happen? I promise you it will. I promise you it will. No thing can come to you. No thing can happen to you that you can't overcome. No thing can come to you that you can't overcome. But you can't overcome it by reacting to it. You have to back away from it and bless it and then see the other possibilities in it and then flow with it. And then flow with it. All of the great spiritual masters did that and do that today. Flow the light from them into what seemed to be problems and watch the problems turn into opportunities. And that's your life. This is a great game. I love sports. I don't know about you, but I just love sports. And the reason I love sports is because it's an endeavor of human beings being more than human. When a basketball player is running across the court in this direction and the basket's over there and he's running across the court in this direction and he's got people on him, so he jumps up in the air. Now here's the momentum. The momentum is up and forward. It's up and forward, so that's what his body's doing. And then he shoots the ball like this while he's up in the air, and the ball has to go over in an angle because he's moving, so he has to lead that basket, goes up in the air, and it doesn't even touch the rim. It just goes swoosh. How is that possible? How is that possible? How is it possible for a hockey player to hit that puck and go between two guys' legs and around this corner and still get past the goalie? How is that possible? How is it possible for a guy at bat to hit a round baseball, this big around, with a round bat, and the ball's going 95 or 100 miles an hour, and he hits the ball, and the ball goes out into the air, and it goes, and someone catches the ball and throws it back to the second baseman who throws it over to the pitcher, and the ball never touched the ground? How is that possible? How is it possible for these gymnasts to jump up in the air and do all of these beautiful spins and land? How is that possible? And it's not possible, I promise you. It's not possible, absolutely not possible in this realm. They have to go outside of that realm into a different place. They have to go into a different atmosphere, one of complete unlimited possibility. And they have to challenge those possibilities. What can I do that's more than has ever been done before? How can I run faster? What can I do? How can I challenge myself to rise up and And yes, they may become great athletes or great dancers or great gymnasts or great singers or great musicians. They might accomplish those things. But what happens to them that's really important is it's beyond that. If you listen to some of the greatest music, to Rachmaninoff, Beethoven, Schubert, Brahms, all of those incredible musicians, and listen to what they're doing, that's not possible. How is it possible for a person to sit and write a complete orchestra of synchronicity and harmony and a new tune, whole new thing? How is it possible? But they just sit and it flows through them. It is said that when Handel was writing the Messiah, that when he was writing the Alleluia chorus, when he was writing it, putting the notes down for the Alleluia chorus, he was weeping, he was crying. It was so beautiful coming through him. How is that possible? These are creating realities. You are no different. There was no Beethoven more powerful than you. There was no Schubert or Brahms. There was no great leader, no Jesus, no Buddha, nobody that was more than you are. It's just that they woke up. It's just that they realized that they're here on a divine mission and that there is a light flowing through them that they need to pay attention to. They need to get out of the ping pong game. And, some people also say, well, stuff just happens. Stuff just happens. You have no control over it. They don't use the word stuff, but... So you can get control over that stuff, though. And stuff will still happen. Still the wind might come along and blow the roof off your house. Those things might happen. The question is then, do I go into reaction or proaction? Because every so-called catastrophe comes in the same package as opportunity. All of the energy of that catastrophe can be used to create healing. Unless we go into reaction. And then, of course, we're the prey of the situation, whatever happened. Anton St. Martin said, "Your future is not tomorrow. The future is what you're creating today, right now." And something occurred to me last night. I wanted to just share with you. Something occurred to me, and what occurred to me is that if I think about tomorrow, I get a little tense. If you think about what you have to do, like last night before when I went to bed, I thought, I've got to go to the church and try to give a talk and make sure that it's inspirational. I hope it uplifts people's lives, and I really want it to be. And I thought to myself, you're feeling a little tense and a little nervous because you're thinking about tomorrow, and tomorrow doesn't exist, Bob. All that exists is right here, right now. And I came back home to me. Now I'm here, but now I'm here, and now I'm in this place, and I'm home. So, energy travels in waves, doesn't it? We've talked about that a lot before. There are times when everything is working, and there's times when things aren't working. And when they're working, we're on the crest of the wave, and when they're not working, we're in the bottom, we're in the trough of the wave. And those crests and valleys are the valleys of life. And when I'm in the top of the wave, then I can say, I am loved, I am blessed, I'm safe, I'm free. I can feel that excitement about being in the wind of grace. I can feel that excitement. And when I'm in the bottom of the trough, then I can say, I'm a good and worthy person, and my dreams are coming true. Because when we're in the bottom of the trough, and I can tell you, and then you'll notice this if you pay attention, that your life goes in waves, and you get into these bottom places. And if you'll pay attention, you'll recognize that the energy in the bottom of the wave is more powerful than in the top of the wave. And that's creative energy. That's where you make a difference. When your day isn't going so well, or things are falling apart, and things feel like they're awful, and you're just not in a great mood, that's when the energy is there for you to create a new reality. And it's attitude. Change the inclination of your boat back into the wind and get moving again. The path that is yours is not laid out. You'll do so by choices made by your attitude each day. Those paths lead to realities, and the realities are yours. Because you alone created the pathway to them. So if you think you do not create your own realities, at least admit that you're creating the pathway. No one else is doing that. No one else getting into your head and think for you. No one else can dream your dreams or have your aspirations. No one. They're yours, and you choose them. And they lead you to the realities that you must own. So choose your path wisely. Choose joy. Choose love. Choose service to others. And see where that path leads. You'll be amazed at the miracle gifts that await you on that path. And say, I want to have a wholehearted life. A wholehearted life. I want to belong and know that I am worthy of love. That's our gift.
I want to have a wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, when no matter what's done or left undone, I belong and I'm enough. A wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where I'm worthy of love. Looking to be set free is really exhausting me. Perfect though I try to be, I've not been. Alone with my guilt and shame, afraid of more pain and blame. I know I'm out to stay in the game, but I can't win. Time to make myself a brand new choice. I want to have a wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where no matter what's done or left undone, I belong and I'm enough. A wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where I'm worthy of love. So I choose to be set free, take responsibility, stand in vulnerability, and speak my heart. To get love, I must give love. To belong, I must reach out. To find truth, I must be true and play my part. 'Cause owning my story, loving myself too, are the greatest things I'll ever do. I want to have a wholehearted life. Sing with us. A wholehearted life, where no matter what's done or left undone, I belong and I'm enough. A wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where I'm worthy of love. One more time with feeling. I want to have a wholehearted life, wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where no matter what's done or left undone, I belong and I'm enough. A wholehearted life, a wholehearted life, where I'm worthy of love. Worthy of love. Worthy, worthy, worthy of love. I'm worthy, worthy of love. You sing. I'm worthy, worthy, worthy of love. I'm worthy, worthy of love. One more time, worthy. I'm worthy, to love. Able, able, able to love. Able, able to love. Able, able, able to love. Able, able to love. I'm able, able, able to love. Able, able to love. Able, able, able to love. Able, able to love. Yeah, Nathan.
I'm able to love. I'm worthy of love. I'm creating my own realities. Now, let's talk for just a little bit, and then we'll come to the end. But let's talk for a little bit about the specific way of creating my own reality. Because it's nice to have this really fluffy, wonderful feeling that I can create my own reality. It's another thing to know exactly how to do that. And that's that the great mind, call it whatever you want, God, Holy Spirit, whatever, the great mind of all brought you into existence with certain things that are unique to you and nobody else, like your fingerprint and your corneal print and the neuronal print of your brain and your nerves. I mean, there's even the sound of your voice. There's never been, never will be another you. You're the only one. So when you were brought into this existence, you were brought into this existence with some potentials. You could call it purpose. But the purpose sometimes seems like ought to. I need to do this. I got to do this before I die because that's my purpose. But it's put the potential for you to fulfill your life and grow in wisdom and joy in some really miraculous and beautiful ways. So the way that happens is that there are certain things planted inside of you that we call desires. Desires, and we sort of fluff those off because, I want a candy bar, or I want to go to the movie, or I want this, or I want that. But there's inside of you a deeper longing. Somewhere inside of you, there's an emptiness that hasn't been filled yet. And there's a longing that comes from that emptiness. And that longing, it may not be powerful longing like it has been with me during my lifetime. It may be a little less gentle or a little more gentle, but that longing that comes to you is a desire to move out of where you are into a greater reality, to become more than you are. And you need to follow that desire. And so if you think about what is it that I want, what do I really want, then go get that, go do that. I'm not talking about what do I lust for. I'm talking about what do I really want. In order to fulfill my life, what do I want? Then go after that. Now, that's called a vision. And if you have that vision out there, and you decide to go to that vision, and you commit your life to that vision, then here's what happens. The great mind, the great world, the great nature, the way nature works with all living things, whether it be trees or animals or fish or reptiles, the way it always works is that things go toward things. Trees, magnificent trees, do nothing their entire life but reach for the light. That's all they do for their entire life. They just reach for the light. They know something we don't know. So if you'll follow that want, then you'll see a vision, and you get that vision clearly in your mind. Clearly in your mind. And then with that vision clearly in your mind, feel the presence of it within you. Feel what it's like to have that vision. I want this, then what does it feel like to have that inside of you? How does that feel? That feeling is an energy and a direction finder. Like when at sea, we have automatic pilots, and we set the automatic pilot. We're going to go at 120 degrees in 2 minutes, and we set that on the automatic pilot, and the boat just goes in that direction. So the automatic pilot within you is that determination, that commitment to that vision. And now you don't have to constantly go through every day, this is not in my vision. No, this is not in my vision. No. You just go ahead and live your life. But eventually, all of the parts of your life begin to come into focus on that vision. Why would they do that? Because that's nature working through you That's Holy Spirit, that's great mind working through you, as you. So when you focus on that vision, other things come into play, and they begin to assist you as you go toward that vision. But you must remain committed. If your commitment flags, then you lose your path. You've got to stay committed to the vision. Now, as you go closer to the vision, you're going to get into rumbles. You're going to get into a place where you can't go any farther. That means you have to detour and go around here. And all of those paths and all of those obstacles in the paths are there for your unfoldment. Every time you come to a problem, it's there for your unfoldment. It's there so that you can become bigger than that and know yourself as bigger than that. And as you know yourself bigger than that, then you get closer to the vision and it becomes more and more dear. And I can tell you that attaining your vision is like climbing these stairs. If I'm standing down on the bottom and I say I want to be on the top stair and that's my vision, I can tell you when you get up here, you're standing on it. It's no big deal. When you get to your vision, it's wonderful, but it's no longer your vision. It's who you are. And it was who you were when you started it. You just didn't know that yet. You had to unfold yourself and become it. And now that you're here, you'll have a new vision so that you can continue to grow, continue to expand. So creating your own reality is staying in attitude, isn't it? It's staying in the attitude. It's keeping the inclination so that all of things in your life and in your body are focused in one direction, the direction of your unfoldment, the direction of the power within you to be all you came here to be. That's the blessing of life that's in you now. That's the blessing of the great mind, of great spirit, of the universe, of all the universes that are in you now. Question is, will you believe it? Will you get out of the small mind of reaction and into the larger mind of being who you are? And that's the real goal, isn't it? The way our world has constantly changed, been constantly changing, is for the better. Did you know that? I mean, it seems like sometimes it's just going to hell, doesn't it? We've got climate change, and we've got political unrest, and we've got some wars, and we just had this pandemic, and they're telling us that it might come back, and so on. But the world is constantly getting better. And life on the earth is constantly getting better. Everything is getting better. It was revolutionary thinkers who dared to shine their patterns of reality from inside them out into our world that made it better. And do we creators now see things out of accord? Then what do? Do we sit back and complain? Do we try a little and then give up? If we have the courage to ignite our own imaginations and let them speak freely into the world, would not we create and co-create a pattern that changes things? If we dared? If we do not, then how are we not accountable for those realities that are negative that we experience? Glennon Doyle said that each one of us was born to bring forth something that has never existed, a way of being, a family, an idea, an art, a community, something brand new. We're here to fully introduce ourselves, he said, to impose ourselves and our ideas and thoughts and dreams onto the world, leaving it changed forever by who we are and what we bring forth from our depths. So instead of contorting ourselves to fit into the visible order, we must unleash ourselves and watch the world reorder itself in front of our eyes. So let us do that now. Let us be free to unleash ourselves and create the lives we want with passion and with the confidence that we have the universe at our backs. Let's do that as a family today.
Do Life feels so good when I'm grateful, showing love although others may be hateful. It's time to make a choice, raise my spirits and my voice, give credit where credit is due. Moving fast through our lives, we are blinded. It's easy to lose sight of God's kindness. When blessings come to me, then the source is plain to see. Give credit where credit is due. Find delight in amazing things as you work and play, co-creating, activating, loving every day. Plant a seed and watch it grow. Your greatest good is sure to show. When good things happen to me, then God is working through me. In this world, making sense of the sadness can be hard when you're hurting to see the goodness. Just say a simple prayer, take it with you everywhere, and give it to those who count on you, and recognize the one who makes it true. Give credit where credit is due. In amazing things as you work and play, co-creating, activating, loving every day. Plant a seed and watch it grow. Your greatest good is sure to show. When good things happen to me, then God is working through me. In this world, making sense of the sadness can be hard when you're hurting to see the goodness. Just say a simple prayer, take it with you everywhere, and give it to those who count on you, and recognize the one who makes it true. Give credit where credit is due. Where credit is due. Give credit. Oh, with my gratitude. Oh, come on. Hey, hey, hey. Give credit where credit is due. Oh, yeah.
In the process, in the process of giving credit where credit is due. So we're talking about creating your own reality. They just did it. They just did it. That didn't exist a few minutes ago. Now it exists. And now it's on tape, and now it's out there. It's just, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. While we're talking about giving credit where credit is due, I wanted to tell you that there was a guy, we were closed for a long time because of the COVID, and we still had to maintain the building, still had to air it out and get things happening here and do things. There was one person who just constantly showed up and did that. Got no credit, really, nothing. Just went on and did that constantly. Is still doing that, constantly working unseen, behind the scenes, to make sure that this ministry and this church and this foundation operates smoothly. Unseen, quiet, just working. Sometimes in the middle of the night, sometimes over weekends, just doing it on his own. And today's his birthday. Brian Law, cameraman, right there. Put your hand up, Brian.
Happy birthday, we love you. Happy birthday, and may all your dreams come true. When you blow out the candles, one light stays aglow. It's the love light in your eyes where'er you go.
Happy birthday, little brother. So we've talked about creating your own reality, and the staff here, the management and staff and volunteers here are creating a new reality. We really believe that there is a powerful love and a powerful presence of the great mind of healing and joy and love that needs to go out into the world and light up the darkness and bring people into the light and help them step by step become healed and become perfectly aligned with their visions and with the beauty of grace. And we need some help to do that because it costs money. It costs money to run the church, it costs money to reach out to other people. So we're going to ask you now to please dig into your purse or your wallet and do whatever you can to help us. So while we're doing that, Shirley's going to show you how you might be able to do that online or in some other less easy ways. Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you, Bob. Yes, we at Unity of Vancouver are building a dream, or you might say creating a new and better reality, one that guides people out of confusion and suffering and into lives of joy and purpose. Will you join us in creating that reality? Please know that what you give will come back to you multiplied in many, many ways. Now let each of us hold our offering to our hearts and know that it will make a difference in someone's life. And please join me with the offering affirmation. Together now. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And if you're here in person, please drop off your donations with the ushers as you exit the sanctuary. And if you prefer to donate online, here's how easy it is. To donate online, simply click on the donate link in your chat window, which will allow you to give via all major credit cards, and you can also give via an e-transfer, which can be addressed to donations@unityofvancouver.org. And once again, if you're on Zoom or YouTube, you'll find a donate link at the bottom of your screen. And now, while we're making our donations, let's enjoy a few minutes of beautiful music.
Thank you, thank you. We have so many things going on here. We are just gifted by all of the talent and all of the wonderful things that are happening. Those of you who have been taking classes on and off on Wednesday nights, I want you to know that this Wednesday evening I'll be leading a discussion about the relationships that we have with the world and how to find and foster the most meaningful connections with others. There are 4 simple steps to overcoming almost any kind of relationship challenge, and we'll learn those 4 steps this Wednesday evening. Now, that's this Wednesday evening. Then on the following Wednesday evening, see, I had a date here, but anyway, it's the weekend. It's the week after this. It's the week after this next Wednesday. This coming Wednesday, and then the week after that, I'm going to start a new class. I'm really excited about this class. It's out of Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, and that's the textbook for the class. It's a 10-week class. We're going to do the first 4 weeks in November, and then we're going to take Christmas and December off. Then we're going to come back on January 4th, and we're going to do the next 6 weeks. I can't wait. This is probably going to be the most exciting class I've ever done here. And its suggested donation is $125 for the 10-week class. Suggested donation, $125. And you need to buy the book, The Power of Now. Eckhart Tolle. We're going to have really a good time. We're going to dig deeper and deeper into how we really create our own realities. So we're going to dig deeper and deeper into how we really create our own realities. So please join me with that class. So that starts this weekend afterwards.
November 2nd.
November 2nd. It's November 2nd, yeah, that it starts. Thank you.
And another program we have here at Unity starting is called Artists Untethered. And if you're an artist or want to be an artist, here's your chance to be with other artists in the act of creating. Artists Untethered meets here at 10 a.m. Monday mornings, and you can learn more about it by going to our website, unityofvancouver.org. And the evening of Tuesday, November 8th, will feature the long-awaited return of Unity's beloved coffee house gathering. Yay! It's an evening of professional entertainment led by Beverly Elliott, Tom Arnston, and Linda Kidder, which will include 10 3-minute open mic slots for any of you that would like to play a song, read a poem, or tell a joke, or otherwise entertain the audience. Open mic slots will go to the first 10 people to sign up for the Tuesday night. Please join us for a night of pure fun and bring a dessert or a snack to share at the buffet table. The coffee house is a fun and entertaining and scrumptious event. You don't want to miss it. Doors open at 7, so mark your calendars. And our prayer chaplains today are Margaret McLeod, Shirley Thompson, Raymond Lancaster, and Wendy Knoll on Zoom. Could we have them stand up, please, so we can recognize who they are? To have a confidential prayer with one of our prayer chaplains, simply come up to the front after all the music is finished, and they'll be sitting in the front row over here and would like to support you in prayer. And if you're watching on Zoom or YouTube, I'll show you how you too can participate in just a couple of minutes. And as always, please join us downstairs after the service for coffee, tea, and cookies. Is there anyone here for the first time? They want a free latte out in the lobby. That's what it is. If you are here for the first time, there's a free latte for you out in the lobby. Otherwise, the rest of us will go downstairs for coffee, tea, and cookies. And now, let's join Bob in closing with our affirmation prayer for protection.
Please join me. And please let this prayer not only be for us, let it be for the rest of the people that we're hoping to wake up and see the light. And for those people in Ukraine and the poor soldiers in Russia who are in that terrible, confusing conflict that's really devastating. Let's send this prayer to them. Together, let's say this. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
On earth, the peace that was meant to be.